Is this the same installation that you did at Houston? Is it more intense because you know it works? Are there new things?
No, it's going to be very similar to the one. We backed off on a couple things that are a little bit exotic. When you do this package, it's kind of like you want to put it in by concept, so it makes sense to the kids. And then there's a couple things that are outside the concepts. We're staying away from those things. Where at Houston, we can say, okay, this is a little bit different. You guys know this because we repped it. We're staying away from those things. We're keeping, shoe goes with foot every time. We're not going to change it up and say shoe goes with your head right now. So there's a couple things at Houston that we did do that way, where we're trying to map it out so everything has a concept. And it may look very multiple, but from a kid's learning standpoint, they're able to say, okay, what do I do on this? Oh, this goes along with this, so I can kind of figure it out. At Houston, those kids could figure it out because they were in it for 2 years. Right now, we're going to be somewhat, we're going to stay on course that way.
As the safeties coach, are you seeing enough in the secondary that you guys can do some good things?
Yeah, there's some tremendous young men on this football team, and at those positions, there's guys that are multitaskers, can do a bunch of different things than what we do. The key is right now for us, it's going to sound like a broken record, is for what we're going to ask of these guys to do on Saturdays, to basically run through somebody else's face 12 Saturdays, what we're going to demand of them in practice. You got to build a tremendous relationship with those guys and really get to know them, not just as a player, but what makes them tick, what motivates them, really dig into their lives. All those things like that, that's not just football related, that also is a piece of that. It's not just what's on tape.
How would you describe your style?
A lot of energy. I was always one of those corners, those guys back in the day that a lot of people just told me, you can't do this because of your size, or you can't do this because of, and so that made me hungry and wanted to prove people wrong that I could do it. And so with the position that I coach, I was always the guy that we got to concentrate on every little thing to allow us to be successful. And that's how I've always grown up. It's just hard work. Have fun, because you never know when it's going to be your last day. And hopefully those guys realize that and understand that from me. We're going to enjoy ourselves. But when there needs to be some tough love, we're going to have some tough love and then be able to go from there off of it. Once the day's done, bam, wipe it out, and then let's concentrate on the next one.
When you look at the defensive numbers that have been put up here the last few years,
I
mean, they're some of the worst in school history.
I don't look at that. I look at what's now. These kids that are here right now, we have to do our job as a coaching staff and show them how to do different things. And I can go back and look at the 2005 national championship, right? And I can look at. I don't even wear the ring. Okay, I'm happy about that. But at the time, I'm concerned about the now, because that's the most important thing right now for me.